you're all having a nice week. I'm back again with another amazing poem. It's a very cold, rainy day today here in Melbourne, as you can see outside, but I think this poem will make your day better. I hope it does. I got up this morning, and even though it was very cold and rainy, I just felt really hopeful. And some days are like that, even if the weather is awful and you have a lot on your plate, somehow your soul feels a bit lighter, and you have a spring in your step, and I thought I want to do a poem that's full of joy. And I think that's what every month I kind of like to have this manifestation, like a motto, like a word that I hope to manifest for the month. And this month, maybe because it starts with J, like July and joy, I thought my goal is to find little bits of joy, little pockets wherever I can. And this poem, I think, is, I hope it's one of those bits of joy that I can offer to you. And yeah, anyway, it's called Don't Hesitate by Mary Oliver. So again, a Mary Oliver poem. As you can see, I am a very big fan of hers. I will do other poets, but for now I am enjoying doing Mary Oliver very much. Okay, I'll start without further ado. Don't want to make this video too long. Alright. If you suddenly and unexpectedly feel joy, don't hesitate. Give in to it. There are plenty of lives and whole towns destroyed or about to be. We are not wise and not very often kind, and much can never be redeemed. Still, life has some possibility left. Perhaps this is its way of fighting back. That sometimes something happens better than all the riches or power in the world. It could be anything, but very likely you notice in the instant when love begins. Anyway, that's often the case. Anyway, whatever it is, don't be afraid of its plenty. Joy is not made to be a crumb. That last line, I love it so much. Don't be afraid of it. I think some people, it's often a thing my mum says when she says, if something good happens, don't laugh too much because that means you might cry again soon. And I think sometimes maybe this is like, I don't know, an olden thing, like one of those folklore things, but people sometimes when something really good happens, they're afraid to be happy because they're like, oh, maybe something bad will happen next, or maybe this thing will be taken away from me. I think we're afraid when something really good and pure comes into our lives because we're afraid. We don't want to put our guards down or open our arms to it because we think, oh, what if it just blows up in our face, or what if tomorrow, this thing flops, you might join a new class, or and then you might really enjoy it, or pick up a new hobby and you might I love this, but then you're like, oh, I shouldn't be too happy because I shouldn't risk everything, because what if it all goes wrong? What if it fails? What if this new person that I met, this new friend I made, what if they don't turn out to be that nice, or they turn out to be a bit flaky, or they stop talking to me? What if I lose this source of joy? And all of these things are true. Life is inconstant. But then again, because of that, because nothing lasts forever, I don't think we should ever feel guilty or afraid or hesitant when joy comes into our life, right? Because it's not every day that we feel childlike happy, some days are very difficult and you might feel anxious, or you might have this overthinking mind. You might find that nothing's going right, your hair's going all wrong, someone yells at you, or someone at work, you have a fight with someone. So what I'm trying to say is life is very inconstant, and everything in life is very temporary. And when I was little, I was kind of saddened by that. I was like, what's the point of it? If something really good happens, but it's only for a short amount of time, like, why even invest in it? Like, what's the point if it's gonna leave? But now I think it's more hopeful. Like, I see the thing in a more hopeful light, because I think even if something bad's happening, it's gonna go soon. Like, it's gonna leave. And if something good happens, because everything is temporary, I'm more likely to savor it and cherish it, and not just half-ass it, not just be like, oh, I'm happy, but like just really make a full experience out of it. So if this is a day where you feel that unexpected joy, I say give into it. If you feel like dancing, go out there and dance, even if it's raining, even if you are embarrassed that people are watching, just go do it. Play your music or dance your dance. And yeah, because the world, it's always in turbulence, but that doesn't mean you can't have your own private moments of joy. I think there is nothing wrong with that. I saw someone saying in a podcast that happiness was the highest, or like the best mental energy. He said that when you smile and when you're truly, like, purely happy, that makes your mind so much energetic and refreshed. And I think that's really quite true. And I think sometimes we get really bogged down in our daily routines, and our mind gets very dull, and we kind of go through the world seeing everything in grey. You know what I mean? Like, we eat something and it tastes very bland. We see people but we don't appreciate them. Everything's very bland and dull because our minds are very tired. And he compared this to a tea bag that's been sort of like dipped in a lot, so it's like squashed of all the tea. It's drained. And he says sometimes we just need to rejuvenate ourselves again, to see the world in all its colour, to go out there and, look at the trees. I mean, I don't know if you can see the trees behind me. It's winter, so all the leaves have fallen off, but still there's a beauty to it. There's a beauty to bare arms of those long trees. It's still beautiful. I think anything can be beautiful if you look close enough. Seasons, people, foods, experiences. I think there's bits of joy in everything, and I think what I'm trying to do is train myself to see that. Of course, it's valid to see and accept sadness, because you can't have happiness without that. But I think if today you feel that joy, don't fight it, don't be afraid of its plenty, and yeah, just give into it. Just give into it, because joy is not made to be a crumb. That's lovely. That's very lovely. I love that metaphor, or like the image of a crumb, and how joy is not meant to be that. Joy is meant to be overflowing, like bread. I don't know. Trying to see what the opposite of crumb is. Anyway, before I ramble on too long, I will say goodbye, and I hope you really enjoyed that, because this is one of my favorite poems. It always rejuvenates me and makes me a bit more lighter, a bit more happier, and sometimes that's the best thing, to go about your day with a little smile. It doesn't have to be crazily big. You don't have to be the most positive person on earth, but sometimes seeing just a little bit of the blue in all the grey, like the little patch of blue in a grey sky, I feel that can make all the difference. So I hope you enjoyed that, and take care. I'll see you next time.